Hello again. Some of you may have some fireworks parties planned this Sunday evening. If so, I think in the west and particularly the southwest we'll have some rain to contend with, whereas further to the east and north it is a mostly dry picture. Wherever you are though, it's a mild night to come. So we've got this rain across the far southwest, and this is going to be pushing its way northwards up the western side of Britain, so turning westward across Northern Ireland into southwest Scotland, later other parts of western Scotland too. Elsewhere though, after a relatively clear night, we'll see some low cloud and some fog forming through the early hours, and it could be quite tricky for early morning commuting across parts of eastern, central, southern England. Wherever you are though, with this southerly breeze, it's going to keep the temperatures up overnight, in fact not falling below 10 or 11 degrees across some parts of the west. So for one reason or another, Monday morning will probably start off on a fairly grey and uninspiring note, probably quite wet as well across Northern Ireland, western and northern Scotland, but this rain will tend to push its way further north and west through the day, so it's an improving picture here, although probably staying quite damp across parts of Northern Ireland, for example. Elsewhere, though, the low cloud and fog will generally lift and thin, although perhaps parts of Yorkshire, the eastern side of the Pennines, could remain rather grey and murky throughout the day. But elsewhere, some sunshine coming through, and in that sunshine and with that southerly breeze still, those temperatures will respond. So 14, 15, possibly 16 degrees in the south, even further north, will still comfortably be into double figures. Of course, Monday being November the 5th, more bonfire night parties planned, I'm sure. Most places should get away with a dry night, although we've still got this wriggling weather front out towards the west, which will keep the likes of Northern Ireland, westernmost parts of Scotland, cloudy and rather damp at times. Let's say elsewhere, though, a mostly dry picture, and here it does remain dry for much of the night, with lengthy clear spells initially, but again, low cloud tends to fill in as the night goes on, so the end of the night probably being quite murky and still with some dampness around some western coasts. Still, the winds are coming up from the south, which means that once again it will be a very mild night. Temperatures staying in double figures for many of us, perhaps locally into single figures across sheltered parts of northern Scotland. So this sets the scene rather well for the next week. It will be mild. We've got these winds coming up from the south, low pressure out towards the west, high pressure to the east, and it will be the low pressure that wins out in terms of the feel of the weather. So yes, it will be mild, but it will be breezy at times. You can see these fronts coming in from the west. That brings some rain. So a bit of a mixed week, but temperatures well above the seasonal average for some of us. Always wettest in the west. Yes, there will be some wind at times, but I think the duvet can probably turn back for a bit.